everyone, welcome back to the Hazardous Artist series. I apologize for the last couple of weeks. I honestly thought I was going to have a video up for you guys last week, but then I was so tired, I was so exhausted from StocktonCon. It just didn't happen, and I should have known that my body wasn't going to be able to just take any of that, but part of me had prayed maybe I'd have the energy to do it, and then it never happened. So I apologize for that, everybody, but I am back on my feet. I'm feeling a lot better this week than I did last week, and I'm hoping to have more Hazardous Artist videos for you in the future. So my season 4 of my job is coming to a close, and I'm hoping to get more videos out because of it, but we will see. I will keep you all updated for sure. And yeah, so I'm going to continue on with the baby bird segment of the Hazardous Artist. Now that we're actually getting to more of a closing end of the baby birds, I'm really excited to know how well they turned out. I am really proud of myself for this piece, actually, just because of the colors. When I first started this piece, I didn't really think too much about it, but now, just looking at it, it's definitely nicer than I thought it was going to turn out. So, yay for nice things. So, anyway, let me tell you guys about Stockton, because that's the real reason why I wanted to, the real thing I wanted to talk about today, StocktonCon. So StocktonCon was really fun. I am one of those people, unfortunately, that when I go to any special event or anything involving people, and this is just, it doesn't have to be a festival or anything like that. It could be just a social gathering of friends even. But I get so exhausted at the end of the day that I need so much time just to recover from all the social interactions and the talking and just being out of my house in general, which is funny because I actually like driving, so it's a little bit hypocritical or just ironic. I don't know what I want to use for terminology there, but it's weird. We're just gonna put it that way. It's just weird that social events just make me so exhausted. StocktonCon really exhausted me, but not because it was bad. When I become exhausted from the events I go to or from social gatherings with friends, I'm not exhausted because I didn't like it. I'm just exhausted because it takes a lot of work for me to become a social being, and that also doesn't really help my case when I'm doing recordings like this, which sometimes I have the motivation to do these types of videos, and sometimes I just wish that I could be playing a game or something like Minecraft, something, or even like Animal Crossing, where it doesn't really Animal Crossing, where it doesn't really I really don't have to think about playing, and then I just play. But yeah, at the end of StocktonCon it was pretty bad, but I had so much fun at StocktonCon. So much fun, and it was kind of crazy this year because it was the first con that Whit and I had gone to in over a year, so it was one of those things like we had to relearn everything that we knew previously and add on to it, which we did. It was quite the experience, to say the least, but I had so much. I got swimmer's ear, unfortunately, from it, and it's still bothering me even today. And I wish it didn't, because I hate swimmers. I hate it so much. I just wanted to go away. And I was deaf, actually, for the Saturday con because of the swimmer's ear that I experienced. So, and that was just one part, though, because on Saturday morning, actually, I should say, because it happened on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, I was working on I was just working the paper cutter, just something simple, something that shouldn't have a need for the warning label that it does. But I guess I was moving so quickly because I got an energy drink earlier that morning because there was just no way. There's just no way that I was going to get through that day without it. And I guess I was moving so fast. I guess I was rushing. I was moving so fast, cutting up these pieces of paper, and sliced my finger. And I stared at my finger after it happened, and I was just thinking to myself, I don't have a band-aid for this. And I guess to Whitney, it looked like I was about to panic, which maybe I was. I don't really remember exactly what was going through my mind when I saw the blood and everything. But for sure, I definitely thought I didn't have a band-aid. What am I going to do? And I just heard Whitney, and she was telling me, go find the first aid station. And I was like, oh yeah, those things exist. So I left the table Mel style because the boots are super tiny. You can't really maneuver around them because a lot of people bring a lot of stuff with them when they come to cons like this. So I went under the table. You know, my lovely booth neighbor gave me some tissue so that I wouldn't, bleed everywhere, which I am very grateful for. She was very nice to me, and I really like her. She's got some amazing art too. I gave shout outs on social media if you guys are interested. But she gave me a tissue, and I was like, oh yeah, a tissue to keep the blood in and not out. And I was wandering this con. It had just opened, so there was a few people here and there. It wasn't super crowded yet. And I'm asking people, hey, do you know where the first aid station is? And they kept telling me, we don't know, go up front, maybe it's up there. Because, I mean, who just cuts themselves randomly at a con? I don't know anybody who does that. I'm the odd man out because I'm already odd to begin with. So, here I am. Just casually, as casual as I can be with, a tissue full of blood and stuff, casually trying to make my way up front to where people are so that I can ask, hey, where is the first aid station? So I get up there and I go to the first table. I see that they're checking people in. There's a huge line out the door. I'm holding the tissue close to my body, like trying to be subtle about it, not really being subtle about it, but trying to be. And I'm like, oh yeah, you see those gentlemen right there? And they point to 3 men near the door. They can help you out. I said, okay, thank you. And I go over and I went up to the gentleman. I caught the name tag and it said general manager. And I was like, oh boy, asking the general manager for help. That's nice. So I get up there and I spoke to the general manager. I said, hey, I'm looking for the first aid station. I cut my finger. And the nice gentleman looked at me and he said, oh, that's okay, we'll bring the EMTs to you. And I was thinking, EMTs for, I just want a Band-Aid, because it wasn't like I sliced the whole fingertip, which I'm actually surprised because that blade can be really sharp. And I really thought it was, maybe this is why Whitney thought I was about to panic. I thought I had actually gone through and did some actual damage to my finger, more than I actually did. So I'm just standing there waiting for the EMTs to come by, and my finger is wrapped in tissue paper. It's up against my body, so as subtly as I can make it. People were staring at me, and I'm like, just move along, please, because there's nothing to see here. And the general manager looked at me, and he asked, in all seriousness, who won, the paper cutter or you? And I'm deaf in one ear, so I barely caught that. But I just looked down to the ground all solemn and sad, and I go, the paper cutter. And we all had a good laugh about that. And as I was thinking, these guys must think I'm a real fucking idiot or something. Because who does that? Who cuts themselves at a festival? And then I think, there's people who actually crochet during the festival, so I can't say anything. But so the EMT guys show up. They have this bag. They open this bag, and they start pulling out random EMT equipment. I saw a what is it called? They use it to revive you. I don't remember the name of it though, so forgive me for my insolence, everybody, for I do not know. But they pulled that out, and then and then they pulled out some miscellaneous other things. And people are watching me like it's the most dramatic thing they had seen all day, even though they just walked in through the door, but they were staring because, drama for people is like contagious. So I'm just standing there, and at one point, because I wanted to be funny, and B, because I was just tired of waiting, I'm impatient, I wanted to be back at my table to finish cutting when I needed to finish cutting, and I hold out my thumb to these poor gentlemen, and I said, "Can you fix my boo-boo?" And they began to laugh, because what do you do when someone does that, you can't help but laugh. So I made them laugh by being a baby. But at least I didn't cry. even if a part of me was like, I messed up, I failed cutting some paper. Yeah, so it was very entertaining. So they pull out a Band-Aid, they start unwrapping the Band-Aid, and then they pulled out Neosporin. So I am actually allergic to Neosporin, and I should be more specific that I'm allergic to one of the 3 main ingredients of Neosporin, but I don't know which one of the ingredients that I'm actually allergic to. So I just told the guy, I said, "Hey, I'm actually allergic to that." And he looked at me, he looked at the Neosporin, and he went, "Oh, that's unfortunate." So he put the Band-Aid on me, and I was like, super chipper about it. I was like, "Yeah!" And then I left because I wanted to be back at my table and not being stared at by a bunch of people. And there was a guy who built a chopper. So choppers from Star Wars Rebels, and the chopper that he built looked like the episode where Chopper had to go undercover through the Imperialists' base. So it was pretty cool, but he had that personality down so well because he blocked a couple of cosplayers, or the chopper blocked a couple of cosplayers from coming in, and I was trying really hard not to die laughing because that fits the robot's personality so well. So yeah, that was the first day, and then after that it was pretty smooth sailing after that, but it was just so intense with all that. I was just wondering what else was going to happen because I just didn't even know at that point what else could have just made that whole experience so much more awkward. And I was over it pretty quickly. I came back and Boothmate asked if I was okay when he looked at me like I was the dumbest thing to ever walk on the face of the planet for about an hour and a half. And then it was all fun and dandy, yes. And that was Saturday. And it was pretty uneventful after that even. I sold a couple of stuff here and there, and then I got some great advice from people here and there. I bought a book from a very, very energetic author, and she's very nice. Very, very nice to me. Signed my book. I was very happy. I still need to read it. I need to have time to read it. So I'm going to end the recording here, you guys. Thank you for coming with me on this journey. This one was a really long one. How long was this? Pretty long, that's all I gotta say. Oh, not nearly as long as I thought. But I'm really excited to tell you guys that I do have Overstock from StocktonCon. I plan on putting it up in my melzoncomics.com store, so please look forward to it. I will also have some surprises for people in my store, as well as some surprises on social media whenever I remember that it needs to get done. But my panel protagonist stream will actually have Discord server will actually have an exclusive contest. So if you haven't joined yet and you're 18 or over in years of age, I suggest joining because we also do game nights and doodle time. Doodle time is where I stream my art and you can watch me do some fun, crazy things, as well as gain experience for ranks within the server that are based off of Skyrim. So I think it is very fun. I think it's very enjoyable, and you should join as well. Anyway, so you guys, I will see you not next week, maybe the week after. It kind of depends on how work goes. I will keep you updated for sure, but I will see you guys next time, and until then, Dare to create.